There's a lot of men out here who's paying, an ungodly amount of child support. And, the Western world is very horrible with the family law system. It really is. I've been through it. I know exactly what the family law courts have put you through, right? Well, case in point, they had this particular, doctor. He's a Nigerian immigrant, here in the United States. And he was put through this system. Let's go ahead and check it out. So you see here, this man, his name is Dr. Akina Arin. If I'm saying that right or wrong, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. They said that he ended all over $15,000 child support ruling. The story sent shockwaves through the medical and immigrant communities of the United States. The tragic death of this doctor, a Nigerian-born cardiologist based in Texas. He brought attention to the complexities of child support laws and their potentially devastating consequences. The 36-year-old doctor reportedly took his own life after he been ordered to pay $15,000 in back child support, a financial burden he felt insurmountable given his circumstances. Say the article delves into the life of the doctor, examining his journey from Nigeria to the United States. And let me tell you something about Nigeria. See, in Nigeria, they wouldn't have did him that. They would not have did him that. See, let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all who are immigrants, you want to come to this United States and you think it's all glitzy and glammy, but then you find out about this United States too. Now, Dr. Akina here was originally from Anambra State, let's say southeastern Nigeria, where he grew up with his aspiration of becoming a doctor. After completing Navy secondary, he moved to the United States in pursuit of better opportunities. Yeah, that's what they all say. It said, like many other African professionals who migrate to the U.S., it said Dr. Arin, it said, sought to combine his passion for medicine with the promise of a brighter future for himself and his family. So by all accounts, Dr. Arin built a successful career, let's say in America, became a board-certified cardiologist, and worked tirelessly to provide quality health care to patients in the USA. Known for his dedication and compassion, he earned the respect of colleagues and patients alike beyond his professional achievements. Dr. Arin was deeply involved in his community, often volunteering his time and expertise to underserved populations. Now, they said that, however, beneath the surface of the outward success lay personal struggles that would eventually consume him. Here we go, marital breakdown, legal entanglements. Dr. Arin's marriage ended in divorce several years ago, leaving behind two children, Ugana and Munachi. So while the exact details of the separation are publicly available, it's clear that the relationship between Dr. Arin and his ex-wife deteriorated over time. According to court records, disputes over child custody and support payments became increasingly contentious. In 2024, a U.S. family court issued a ruling ordering Dr. Arin to pay $15,000 back child support for someone already grappling with financial difficulties. His judgment proves to be the final straw. Despite earning a respectable salary as a cardiologist, Dr. Arin had fallen on hard times due to mounting debts, thousands in legal fees. Oh yeah, lost his medical license. Oh wow. He lost his license. Now that could make you not feel too good. They say a sudden demand for such a large sum left him feeling overwhelmed and hopeless. Say family members and friends described Dr. Arin as a man who took immense pride in providing for his family. The idea of being labeled a deadbeat parent or failing to meet his obligations weighed heavily on him. In conversations, and say with loved ones, he expressed frustration over what he perceived as an unfair system that failed to consider his unique circumstance. Another Nigerian community member, Obim, let's say Onujogu, confirmed Arin's death, describing, I guess I meant to say him as a compassionate doctor and devoted family man. So they say on January 26, 2025, the doctor was to have held the family. It was to have held the family at gunpoint for about 3 hours before shooting himself, found dead in his home under circumstances suggesting, he took his own life. It say his passing left a void not only in the lives of those who knew him, but also in the medical community he serves. So passionately tributes poured from colleagues, patients, acquaintances, highlighting his kindness, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to his work. It say a note left behind provided some insight into the state of mind for his final days. In it, Dr. Arin expressed despair of his inability to fulfill the responsibilities of father and provider. He lamented the harshness of the legal system, which he believed failed to account for the complexities of real-life situations. His words serve as a poignant reminder of the human cost of rigid enforcement mechanisms. I'm a stop right here. Let me say something. First of all, unaliving yourself is not the answer, okay? he was a Nigerian. He could have just went back to Nigeria and said, I ain't coming back. I'm not paying them people that. I'll send my kids money from Nigeria. I'll send them money all day long from Nigeria, but I am not going to sit up here and because these people, let me tell you something. At least an immigrant got a way out. The immigrant has a way out. If you're an American citizen, you have no way out of that one. Now you may say, why are you advocating for him to leave? Let me tell you something. Look at what this man been through, right? And I've been through that system, but I didn't have no $15,000 in no back child support. But let's say if I did have $15,000 in back child support, well, you fight that. You have to fight it. You maybe can appeal it, but let's say he doesn't have no more money to fight anything because legal expenses, yes, they will drain your pockets as a man. Some, not all, but some of these women could make it hell for you in the courts. And what I'm saying is that woman making life hell for you in those courts, then and you're a Nigerian, I'm going back to Nigeria. I'm gonna send money to take care of my kids though. I'm not saying I'm gonna be a deadbeat, but I'm not. No, you're not gonna keep treating me like that. You didn't ruin my career. You didn't ruin everything. What's the point of me doing like what? My thing is, why would you do so many things to ruin him? Right? But you have some of them like that. They will try to ruin and hurt that father. And then this would happen. This man, unalived himself. And then people find out like what drove him to that. That ex-wife of his, she'll be all like, I don't know why he did something like that. I mean, he didn't think about his kids. He didn't think about this. You didn't think about them. You didn't think about they need a father. Some men aren't strong enough to deal with that. Let's call it what it is. In his culture in Nigeria, women don't get away with that in Nigeria. They can't put men through that in Nigeria. So all that what he was dealing with was so abnormal from his culture. In the African continent, men don't get put through stuff like that. They're not raked over the coals like men are in the Western world. That's why I tell any man from any other country, you come to this America if you want to. Because see, in your country, you probably get more of a fair shot. Come over here to America. In family law court, you don't get a fair shot as a man, especially when it comes to no-fault divorce. They have a thing called no-fault divorce, so y'all don't have that in y'all country, on top of child support. Do you know you could be the best man ever? You could never beat your wife. You could never cheated on her. You could never did anything wrong. And she still can leave you and rake you through the coals. Matter of fact, she can even step out on you, file for divorce on you, and still run you over the coals. And the courts is going to do it. They're not going to say, oh, you did this? Okay. Now, you got a great lawyer and you got deep pockets and you can keep appealing the case and her money runs out. Yeah, maybe it come out more better for you because you got deeper pockets. But if you're a man that ran out of money and don't have anything, you at the mercy of of just what this judge says. I'm telling you, if you want to know why a lot of men aren't getting married these days, they say why men aren't getting married, why men aren't dating certain women, or why men aren't doing this, it's because they have seen so many men, they've seen stories like this. And they're like, why in the world would I want to get involved with that? Now, this has nothing to do with marriage because you just have some girlfriend get her pregnant or whatever. This can, that can happen to you by child support. The only difference with marriage is, alimony and all the stuff that comes along with that, right? Versus just a child support agreement. But, and he was married, because you can't say, well, some people say, well, he picked the wrong person. Let me tell you about that. People could change on you. People can turn into somebody that you didn't even know. They can start off one way and they can morph into something else. How many times you heard that about people, human beings? When I married him, he was this way, but now he's this way. Now I don't even know this guy anymore. And the same thing on the other side. When men could say that about their wife. People change. And then I'm gonna tell you what, this Western influence is horrible. It's horrible. So when you come from a country like Nigeria, where it's kind of, you don't have that Western influence too much, and then you come here, and then I tell any man in the African continent, don't you bring your wife here. Don't you bring her here. If you want your wife to stay within y'all culture and keep the things y'all got going on in Nigeria, don't you bring her here. Because you bring her here, you gonna see real quick. You know how many men I've heard from Nigeria brought their wife to the UK and now they getting dogged out because they got a system to back them up. This family law courts are feminist in nature. It is. That's the way the laws are written. It is not built on equality and fairness. It's not. So if you are a man from another country, stay your behind over there. Don't come here. Now, if you going to come here, don't get involved in no relationships and nothing serious. Come here, make your money, get your bag up, and go back to your homeland where you come from. That's what you do. Don't come stay here, man. I'm telling you, especially these men from other countries, because people like him are shocked. See, this type of stuff happen to black men all the time. You got men, I've seen dudes that owe $100,000 in back child support. They're like, we're going to put you in jail for 6 months. Like, I ain't paying that, so put me in jail. I seen a dude say that years ago when I was in there fighting with my case, right? So, yeah. Now, every man going to sit up there and do that to himself, but I know it's a shocker for him coming from Nigeria, you know? So, with that being said, stay in your homeland, fellas. You know, stay in your homeland with your women. Don't come over here with that, because you will find out the hard way why a lot of men in America and why marriage isn't just really as popular as it used to be. It's not because men don't want to get married. No, it's a lot of men want families. Believe it or not, a lot of men want families, but they are afraid because, you know, the women, statistically, 80% of divorces are initiated by women. They can just bail, you know, for whatever the reason they want to. They can. And you're going to suffer, not them. And until the laws change, I mean, like a lot of men, especially men that's doing well for themselves, I don't see them really